Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver. Today I'm going to show you two different applications, full walkthrough of how and where to apply for a PPP loan. Now I'm going to be going through two different loan sites. I'm going to be doing Kabbage and I'm going to be doing Bluevine. Both allow you to apply for a loan if you do not have a bank account with them. So it's totally fine. They are accepting applications. First, I want to talk to you. First, let's go over the PPP loan highlights real fast. I'm going to link to a much longer video down below, but just to recap real quick, all small businesses are eligible. The loan has a maturity rate of 2 years and an interest rate of 1%. Loans made after June 5th have a length of 5 years. However, these loans are forgivable. No need to make loan payments until either your forgiveness application is processed or 10 months after your covered period ends. No collateral or personal guarantees required. There's no fees. The loan covers expenses for 24 weeks starting from the loan origination date. And the loan can be forgiven and essentially turned into a non-taxable grant. You must make sure that you comply with how they require the money to be used in order to get it forgiven, and you also must apply for forgiveness and keep careful financial records, but it can be forgiven. So, do you qualify for the program? Sole proprietors, independent contractors, self-employed individuals, okay? So if you own a business, or if you are a sole proprietor, or if you're an independent contractor who gets a 1099, you can apply for this. So what can you use the funds for? At least 60% of the PPP loan must be used to fund payroll and employment. So what can you use the funds for? At least 60% of the PPP loan must be used to fund payroll and employee benefit costs. This includes owner compensation replacement. So yes, paying yourself, that is a payroll cost. The remaining 40% can be used on mortgage interest payments, rent and lease payments, and utilities for your business. Not for your home office, but for your brick and mortar business. Now, if you stick to these guidelines, you'll be able to have 100% of the loan forgiven and turned into a tax-free grant. So, what other payroll costs can you include in your payroll costs? Salary, wages, commissions, tips, bonuses, hazard pay, employee benefits, including costs for medical, sick leave benefits, state and local taxes assessed on compensation, and for a sole proprietor or independent contractor, wages, commissions, income, or net earnings from self-employment. Now, this is capped at $100,000 on an annualized basis for each employee. Now, you can receive 2.5 months of your payroll costs. So 10 weeks, you can cover 10 weeks of payroll. Okay, financial documentation you're going to need is going to be your payroll processing records. So if you have a payroll processing system, like if you use Gusto, you're going to have those. However, if you pay yourself with an owner's draw, you're going to be showing your bank statements. Payroll tax filing, payroll tax forms from 2019. So if you have any employees, that would be a 941, a 940, a W-3. If you don't have employees, you won't file those. Form 1099s, if you're a 1099 independent contractor, or if you receive payments at the end of the year from a 1099. Schedule C for sole proprietorship. So if you have self-employment income, you are going to be turning in your Schedule C. So how do you get the loan forgiven? In the 24 weeks following your loan signing date, all expenses related to the following can be forgiven. Payroll related expenses, so salary, wage, vacation, parental, family, medical, sick leave, health benefits, bonuses, hazard pay, and individual compensation, which is capped at $100,000. mortgage interest, rent, utilities. You'll need to keep your records and have accurate bookkeeping to prove your expenses during this period. So make sure that you keep your expenses cataloged. Okay, if you don't have a bookkeeper, Gusto is fantastic. And I would strongly recommend Gusto, and I'm linking them down below. Now, you aren't required to hire on a bookkeeper. You can also just provide your own detailed financial records. And I would strongly emphasize having a separate account that you are placing these funds into. Do not deposit them into your personal bank account until you pay yourself out as a salary. So now I'm going to walk you through the application that's available on bluevine.com. Now, you have until August 8th to submit your application for a PPP loan. If you need more information about what a PPP loan is, how you can use the funds, and if you qualify, then I'm going to drop the link for that video down below in the video description. Now, in order to apply, Bluevine is one of the few places that is still accepting applications, and that seems to be processing them fairly quickly. So first you're going to create an account right here. So you're going to enter in your first and last name, your preferred phone number, your email address, create a password, and click that you agree to their terms. Okay, now you're going to be asked for your business name. If you are a business that has a doing business as name and you have a business license, you're going to write that here. If you are a sole proprietor, which includes a 1099 worker, or if you refer to yourself as a gig worker, you are going to write your own legal name. As a sole proprietor, your own legal name would be your business name. So you're going to write down either your registered business name or you're going to write down your first and last name. Okay, if you have a trade name, that would be if you have a registered business name, but you are doing business underneath a separate doing business as name, you would write that here. Your business address. Now, if you are a registered business with a business license, you'll put down the address on that license. If you are a 1099 independent contractor, a gig worker, you will put down your own personal address here. Okay, you'll add your work phone number, tax ID, EIN, or Social Security number. Now, if you're a business that holds an EIN number, you will enter that here. If you are a sole proprietor who does not have an EIN, including a 1099 independent contractor, you will use your own personal Social Security number here. Now, if you're not sure what annual revenue is, it is different from net income. Now, annual revenue is going to be the total amount of income generated by the sale of goods or services related to the company's primary operations. Okay, so annual revenue is going to be your total sales for your business or your self-employment for goods or services, whatever you provide for the year. So annual revenue is gross sales with no expenses taken out. So we're going to write in the total annual revenue for your business here. Okay, right next to that, you are going to select who your customers are. Are your customers large companies, small businesses, public sector or government, consumers or private individuals, businesses and consumers, or do you have no customers yet? Next, you're going to choose your entity type. The options are sole proprietor, partnership, C Corp, S Corp, LLC, independent contractor, self-employed individual, 501c3 nonprofit, veterans organization, tribal business. Okay, so the most common ones that you guys will choose will be sole proprietor, one of these business entities, independent contractor, self-employed. Okay, now you will know if you have filed paperwork and have set up your business as a partnership, a C Corp, an S Corp, an LLC. Okay, you will know if you did that. If you aren't sure what to select, you are most likely either a sole proprietor, independent contractor, self-employed individual. Now, Independent contractors are those who receive 1099 tax forms at the end of the year. If you are someone who does independent contract work for someone and they pay you and they issue you a 1099 at the end of the year, you are an independent contractor. Once you have selected that, you're going to click on existing financing. So this means, what do you currently have in terms of financing? Do you have any of these that they show on the list? Okay. Do you have a non-bank line of credit? Do you have a non-bank term loan? Do you have any investor financing, a bank loan, or an SBA loan? Now, this might apply more frequently on this list to many of you. If you have a loan from a bank for your business, you're going to click on this. If you have a loan from a bank not for your business, you won't click on this. So if you're thinking about a mortgage that's for your personal home, you will not click on this. Remember, you're filling this out for your business, for your self-employment. Now, if you have an SBA loan, that applies if you have the SBA EIDL loan. If you took out an SBA EIDL loan, you will click this. If you did not sign paperwork for the loan, but you accepted the grant, you will not click this, okay? The EIDL grant is a grant. It's not a loan where you signed loan paperwork and have money out that you must pay back. But if you took the loan, you will click on this right here. All right, once you have filled those in, you're going to go ahead, you're going to click Next. Next, you're going to provide financial data. They need to know your bank information so that they can disperse the funds directly to your bank and via a direct deposit once you are approved. Now, you're going to enter here your bank name, your routing number, your account number, and verify your account number. Now, make sure that you have these funds deposited into either a business checking account or a business savings account or a separate checking account, okay? Because you do not want to have PPP loans deposited directly into your personal account. The reason for that is because you will be paying yourself out a salary from these funds. You will have to provide financial statements to show that you provided yourself a salary so that you can get the loan forgiven later on. So make sure you have this deposited into either your business account or a separate account. If you don't have a business account, open up a separate account to have this deposited into so that there's no confusion what these funds were used for. Next, you're going to upload your February 2020 account statement. So you're going to go to whatever banking online service you have, download your statement from February 2020 and attach the statement. Next, you're going to be asked for some personal information, your first name, your last name, your home address, your phone number, date of birth, social security number, your role or title. When you click on role or title, you're going to be given some options: director, owner, co-owner, employee, partner, or other. Okay, you are the owner of your business, most likely. You will select owner. Percentage of business owned by you. If you are a sole proprietor, if you are self-employed and you own your own business, or if you are a 1099 independent contractor, gig worker, you're going to write in 100%. If you have a business partner, you will write in whatever is true for your business. Other than you, are there any individuals who own 20% or more of the business? Answer yes or no. Okay, and then you're going to click Next. Certify that you have the ability to control, direct, and manage the business. So you need to make sure that you are applying for this for a business that you have control over. Have you applied for a PPP loan with a different lender? You'll answer whatever is true for you, yes or no. If yes, was it within the past 7 days? Click no or yes. Is your business seasonal? Now, if you click no, that means that your business operates year-round. If you click yes, that means that you are not in operation year-round. So if your business only operates during summer, or if your business only operates for 2 quarters out of the year, you'll click yes to being seasonal. Then you'll enter in your business start date. Now, your business start date is when you established the business. If you do not have a business license and you are acting as an independent contractor, you will enter the date that you began doing this work. Aside from payroll, what else will the loan be used for? So this is a payroll protection loan. You must use at least 60% of it for payroll. Right here, it does say 75%. However, there was an act passed recently that it's the Flexibility for Payroll Protection Act, which has changed this. And I'm a little surprised that Bluevine doesn't have this changed here. So you can now use 60% or more for payroll. This still says 75. Okay, so lease or mortgage interest or utilities. Those are the other reasons that you can use the money here. All right, industry classification. You're going to choose what industry you are in. Okay, there's lots of different options here. If you don't see your option, there is an other services here available for you. Okay, there's all sorts of different things that you can choose from. Number of W-2 employees. So if you issue a W-2 to any employees, meaning that you run payroll for them, they are not contractors, they don't receive 1099s, they are on your payroll as W-2 employees, you will list that right here. You are not your own W-2 employee unless you pay yourself through a payroll where you take out your own taxes and you are an employee. So you will enter 0 if you have no employees. Okay, so next, you're going to enter in your average monthly payroll. Okay, there's some description on how to locate that here. What you're going to do is you're going to use your 2019 Schedule C from your taxes. Your Schedule C documents your self-employment income on your taxes. So your Schedule C is going to give you a net income. So go to your taxes from 2019, locate the document that says Schedule C at the top, and look for the line that is marked net income, okay? Based on that net income, you're going to take that number and you are going to divide it by 12. That will give you your monthly average payroll. Now, if you have additional payroll costs, these are what are approved to be included in your payroll costs for your average monthly payroll. I'm going to go ahead and link this in the video description down below. Okay, you're going to click to certify that the principal place of residence for all employees included in your payroll is in the United States. And then you are going to click, did you get an EIDL loan between January 31st and April 3rd? Okay, so if yes, you'll click yes. If no, you'll click no. Now, if you received the EIDL grant, this is where you will claim it. Okay, you did not receive the full loan. However, the grant must be claimed here. Okay, advance EIDL received when applicable. This is where you will claim this. You'll notice that you cannot enter in the $1,000 per employee here unless you click yes here, okay? The advance is part of the loan, but it's the part of the loan that doesn't have to be repaid because it's technically a grant. So you are going to click yes if you received the EIDL grant. Your outstanding balance will be $0 because you did not receive any additional money from the grant. Advance EIDL received, $1,000. Okay, if you answer yes for any of the 4 questions in this section, you will not qualify for this program. We're going to answer honestly, but if you answer yes, you won't qualify. Is the applicant or any owner of the application presently suspended, disbarred, proposed for disbarment, declared ineligible, voluntarily excluded from participation of any transaction by the federal department or agency, or presently involved in bankruptcy. Has the applicant, any owner of the applicant, or the business owned or controlled by any of them ever obtained a direct or guaranteed loan from the SBA or federal agency that is currently delinquent or has defaulted in the last 7 years? Basically, did you borrow money and you didn't pay it back? Is the applicant, if an individual or an individual owning 20% or more of the equity, subject to indictment, criminal information, arraignment, or other means which formal criminal charges are brought about, okay? And then within the last 5 years, for any felony involving fraud, bribery, embezzlement, or false statement, okay? And you will continue to read that there. Okay, so hopefully those are all no's, but make sure you answer honestly. Section C, is the applicant or any owner of the applicant an owner of any other business or have common management with any other business? If yes, list all such businesses and describe the relationship on a separate sheet. Okay, so if yes, you'll click yes. If no, click no. Is the applicant a franchise that is listed in the SBA's franchise directory? If so, then you'll list the data down here. At the end of this, you will click that you understand that you're adding your electronic signature and you will click finish. I'm going to start by creating an account, email address, confirm email address, create password. Okay, scrolling down, you'll see PPP right here. Click apply now. And we're going to click apply now. Okay, what is your business name? If you click on I don't have a business name. If you're a sole proprietor and you don't have a business name, you're going to enter your first and last name. If you do business under a different business name, you're going to click right here and you're going to enter in your DBA, your doing business as name. Okay, next, what is your legal name? You're going to type in your first name and your last name. What is your business phone number? You're going to go ahead and enter that in right here. You're going to click that you agree right here, click continue. How many employees did you have as of February 15th, 2020? How do I count employees if you're not sure? You're going to click right here, okay? Who counts? Yourself, the business owner, full-time employees, part-time employees, temporary employees, paid interns, anyone who earned a paycheck. So in this application, they're not asking how many W-2 employees, they're including you, the business owner. So who doesn't count? Independent contractors or work-study students. So you are the business owner, okay? Even if it's a sole proprietorship or you're entering in your own name as your business name, you count. So you're gonna enter in 1, okay? Okay, what's your company structure? Okay, sole proprietorship, general partnership, LLC, corporation. You're going to choose sole proprietor if you have self-employment income that you report using a Schedule C, okay? And you are going to need to submit the following documents: a 1040 Schedule C, Form W-3. This only applies if you have W-2 employees. Okay, if you don't have any employees, you will not be submitting that. Form 940 if you have W-2 employees. Once again, if you don't have any employees, you will not be submitting that. Okay. Now, you'll select sole proprietorship if you are a 1099 independent contractor, a gig worker, or self-employed individual who does not have a different business entity. You will go ahead and select sole proprietorship because that is how the IRS defines you. Okay, I'm an LLC, so I will select LLC. Okay, if you're an LLC, you're going to be providing your Schedule C. Okay, and you may file taxes as an S Corp or a C Corp. If you select this one, you may need to submit the following 2019 documents: 2019 1040 Schedule C. If you have a W-3 for any employees, if you have a 940 because you have employees, and a W-2 if you have employees who are on a W-2. Okay, so I'm going to select and continue. Do you or your business classify as any of the following? Are you a nonprofit? Are you a veteran organization? Are you a tribal business? Eligible self-employed individual, or none of the above? Okay, eligible self-employed individual will apply if you are self-employed and you're an individual. So if you earn a 1099, if you're a gig worker, or if you are just plain self-employed, you're going to select that. Okay, your tax ID number. This is going to be your tax ID number if you were given one for your business as an EIN. You're going to enter that in. And if you don't have one, you will enter in. Now, I am seeing what's your tax ID number here because I selected that I was an LLC. If you selected that you were a sole proprietor, you will be prompted to enter in your social security number here. So if you're an LLC, you have an EIN number, you'll enter that in here. If you're a sole proprietor, this is the space where you will enter in your social security number. The name of your industry here, and you'll be able to scroll through and find things here, photography studios, portrait, okay? So you can type in and look that up, or you can click the search tab here. Okay, are you a franchise? It's listed in the franchise directory. When did you start your business? Okay, so the date that you started earning as a sole proprietorship or independent contractor if you don't have a actually established business license. So you'll enter that in here. In 2019, did you file a Form 1040 Schedule C to report your net earnings? Yes. Okay, so now you are going to look up line 31 of your 2019 Schedule C. So go to your tax documentation, find Form Schedule C, and look at line 31, and you will find the amount that you need to enter in right here. Okay, in 2019, did you file a W-3 for yourself and employees? So if you have employees, you will type yes, as long as you filed all the proper paperwork. If you don't have employees, you'll enter in a no. Is the United States the principal place of residence for all employees of the applicant? Yes. Continue. Has the applicant received an SBA EIDL loan between January 31st and April 3rd? Okay, what percentage, please estimate what percentage of the loan will be spent in each of the following categories over the 24 weeks after the loan is deposited. Now, at least 60% of the loan proceeds must be used to cover payroll costs in order to receive forgiveness. This information will be verified when you request loan forgiveness. It will not impact your eligible PPP loan amount. So, you are going to enter in what percentage you want to use of this loan on your payroll costs. Okay, for me personally, I would be using 100% of it on payroll costs. If you're a sole proprietor, independent contractor, this is going to equal your net earnings. Okay, so your net earnings and your taxes is going to be your payroll costs. Now, lease, mortgage, interest. If you have a space, a brick and mortar for your business, and you have a mortgage or a lease that you have to carry over in order to keep the lights on, keep your doors open in your business. Now, if you have a lease or a mortgage interest here, you might need to use some of your PPP funds in order to keep the doors open to your business. So you're going to enter in what percentage of your loan funds you will use for lease or mortgage interest here. Utilities for your business and other for your business. Okay, now keep in mind the other is not going to be eligible for forgiveness. Okay, so you can use 100% for payroll costs if you want. If you want to use that minimal 60% here, maybe you'd use 20% for your mortgage and 20% for your utilities. That would be very expensive utilities, and 0% for other. Okay, you're going to click continue. What is your citizenship status? Select that. What is your social security number? So you're going to enter this in to verify your identity. Your job title. What is your business address? Now, if you do not have a separate business address, this will be your personal address. It's whatever address is provided on Form 1040 Schedule C. Okay, they also ask your home address as well, which I don't have on the screen. And then they're going to ask your date of birth. They're going to ask your personal phone number. What percentage of your business do you own? If you do not have a business partner that legally owns part of your business, you're going to enter in 100%. Okay, is the applicant or owner of the applicant presently suspended, disbarred, proposed for disbarment, declared ineligible, etc.? You're going to click yes or no. Any owner of the applicant or a business owned or controlled by any of them ever obtained a direct or guaranteed loan from the SBA or any federal agency? Is the applicant or any owner of the applicant an owner of any other business or have common management with any other business? No. Is the applicant or the owner a debtor in a bankruptcy proceeding? No. Is Retrospect Images is your business part of a larger corporate group? If you're a sole proprietor or independent contractor that provides contract work for a company, you are not a part of their corporate group. So you will most likely select no unless you know as a fact that you are part of a larger corporate group. Just because you are hired by a corporation or a business to perform contract work does not mean you will select yes. This means that you are legally part of their group. Okay, so no. Is the applicant or any individual owning 20% or more subject to an indictment, criminal information, arraignment, or other, etc.? Yes or no, an initial. Within the last 5 years for any felony, fraud, bribery, embezzlement, etc.? Yes or no. Now, once you submit your application, you are going to receive email prompts and also a prompt right here in this dashboard area right here that are going to request you to upload documentation.